your skin, that shit is popping, girl. Body on 10, damn, you got it, girl. You gotta boss up, getting them checks, living your best, racks up. Keep walking with confidence. Effortlessly, you let them know who is in command. You just that and more. Don't forget it. God worked hard on you for sure. Lexus Exodus. Shout out to my exes.
Y'all black females out here, y'all don't understand the struggles of being a black man out here in America and not knowing whether or not you gonna make it home to your children every night because of the police gunning you down.
But don't y'all be out here gunning each other down?
Okay, but we ain't talking about that.
Hell, don't y'all be rapping about killing each other in music?
We ain't talking about that either. We can talk about killing each other in rap music, but we don't like the police killing us. Stay on subject, woman.
You brought up your kids. Tyrone, you don't even see your kids.
And then, yeah, I be trying to see my kids. You know my baby mamas be tripping because I don't want to be with none of them, so they be holding my kids from me. You know that.
Okay, but your baby mama saying you don't get them no child support either.
Okay, but I still be going out my way to try to see them.
They live 5 minutes from my house, Tyrone.
That is out my way, woman. See, y'all, that's why we don't like y'all black women's mouths. Y'all run y'all mouth too much. Y'all always bringing up stuff that's irrelevant.
Well, was you cheating on me irrelevant?
I only cheated on you 10 times. You act like I do it every day, bruh. See, that's why we date women of other races, man.
Hey, Booze, hey. It is Lexus Exodus, leader of the Black Woman Exodus. How are you guys doing? Like always, if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. Please share. Please say what's up to me in the comment section. Say what's up to me in the chat. Hey, y'all in the chat. Thank you so much for tuning in. Also, when you have a moment, please pause this video and follow the backup channel. It is called LexX. That's Lexex. You can also find a link in the description below. Also, if you have any suggestions or any ideas for any new stories, feel free to share that to me to my Gmail. That is lexusexoduschannel@gmail.com. Also, very quickly before we get started, I'm working on rolling out a few panel shows soon. So the first one is Surviving Blackistan, and that's because quite a few of you all have reached out to me and have just indicated how you guys are stuck and you feel like there's no way out of your situation, and you've asked for advice on how to be able to escape these circumstances. So I thought it would be a great idea to host a panel with a panel of women where we all kind of discuss the strategies and the tips and the different routes that we've taken to be able to escape Blackistan and to be able to successfully divest and surmount and overcome the circumstances that we've experienced within the community. So I want to do that next Thursday. It's tentatively slated for next Thursday. I've had several ladies respond and email me and say that you guys would like to be panelists. So that's good. I would like a few more just in case some of you guys have last minute conflicts or something else comes up. That way we have a full panel. So if you're interested in being a guest panelist, please email me. My Gmail is lexusexoduschannel@gmail.com. I'm also interested in hosting a real high value male panel, not dusties who claim they're high value, although they have low moral character and most of the time they don't even have high value pockets. I'm looking for true high value men who are high earning, but also have high morals and high values and character that are interested in coming on the show and discussing what men with real high values that are real high value men, what that looks like in, some of the traits and attributes that you have. So, and of course, I wouldn't ask that you guys cam up or anything like that. I would protect your identity. I don't want you guys to dox yourself. But yeah, if you're interested in being a guest panelist on the high value male panel show that's coming soon, please contact me via Gmail as well. So some exciting things coming down the pipeline. I have tons of things in the works for you guys. I'm also interested in doing like a self-care segment where I talk to you guys about different strategies that I utilize to practice self-care to take care of myself holistically. So mentally, physically, and also professionally, personally, and financially. So exciting stuff. Okay, so enough of that. Let's get to what we came here for. This is another installment of Divestopia, and today we're going to talk about alpha men. And this is real alpha men. So I wanted to do this topic because I know that the term alpha man is a term that's been circulating too casually within Blackistan and around the manosphere, this idea of alpha males. So, according to Karen Scamulles and other Dusties, they're alpha males because they're supposedly high earning, which we know that's not true. Oftentimes, I think the latest stat that I saw said that the median income for these Dusties is $20,000 a year. But let's just play devil's advocate and say that they're high earning. They'll say that alpha men command respect from women and that they're domineering. They'll talk about this high body count. I've heard them refer to it as their lay count. Just really disgusting, really objectifying, really lewd language. They'll talk about how they're irresistible and women are just waiting in line to be with them. They'll talk about how women need to submit to them. And the reality is this is not true. This is not true. They're not real alpha men. So Blackistan has this caricature of what masculinity looks like and what being an alpha looks like because they're not true alpha men. So the community is full of betas. So they'll just mimic what they consume on movies and on TV and in media. They'll see a superhero movie, like they'll watch Superman or something, for God's sake, and they'll try to recreate this cartoonish, chauvinistic, really macho man bravado idea of what they think masculinity looks like. That does not embody what true alpha men do in the real world. In the real world, real alpha men aren't subjugated like they are. They're just not. They're dominant. They possess resources. They're smart. They're problem solvers. They create infrastructure. They build economies. They're builders. They don't need to go around throwing their weight around calling themselves alpha men. They just embody it. They're alpha men. They make moves, not announcements. And you can just look in the boardrooms and see who the alpha men are and who predominantly creates or makes up that space. You can look at your local, state, and national political leaders and see who are the real alpha men, who are the real movers and shakers, who are the real people that are affecting change in the world. They're not just passively hiding behind computers all day, talking about women, talking about hair and makeup. Alpha men do. They don't speak. Again, they make moves, not announcements like Dusties do. They're actually out protecting and providing. They're out competing with other men for resources. They're not competing with women. They value family, they value marriage, and they value the familial structure. They actually protect and provide. They don't lack resources. They don't abandon their families and the children that they create. So to counter this problematic manosphere narrative about what an alpha male is, what they think an alpha male is, I want to look at real alpha men tonight, y'all. So that's what we're going to do. So first, I want to get into this video to really illustrate what I'm talking about. This video I came across of this handsome, beautiful Brad discussing the traits of what makes a real alpha male. And he's so fine, but he also, not only does he look good, there's also some substance there. So let's watch this and then we'll chat.
Alpha male. Well, actually, I don't like that name, alpha male, because so many people don't understand the true meaning of what it means to be an alpha male. You know who I'm talking about. You've met them. Those self-proclaimed, self-professed alpha males that are not really alpha males, but just arrogant fools, or should I say dumb bullies. So what is a real alpha male? Well, let's get into the video. Honesty and integrity. People only really follow a leader if he shows that he can be trusted. This means that a real alpha male will act on his values instead of his personal gain.
Okay, so let's pause there. And I'm sorry, my computer is a little bit glitchy. But anyway, so the first thing he says is alpha men, real alpha men, they have to have honesty and integrity, and they have moral values. So no, they're not going across the city, creating secret families and side babies on the other side of town like Dusty's. They're not doing that. They're not pumping and dumping everything in a skirt. You know, these men, real alpha men, are honest, and they have values and integrity, and they have a certain standard, a certain level of moral character, a high standard that they hold themselves to. So let's keep going.
He inspires others. He doesn't break them down emotionally or psychologically or physically. So a lot of guys out there that think if they act aggressively and arrogant and breaking people down that they're alpha male. But if you live this way, you should look behind you, because you'll realize that there's nobody following you, because nobody likes to follow an arrogant, self-absorbed fool. The real alpha male inspires others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more. They unlock people's potential to become better.
Oh, let's pause there, y'all. He is spitting facts. Man, so he says specifically that they do not break others down. Do y'all hear that? So let me say that again, just in case you missed it. He says specifically, real alpha men do not get off on denigrating others. So no, alpha men aren't going around bullying women. They're not asking them their dress sizes and telling them they look like linebackers. They're not telling you you're average at best and dismissing your PhDs and your accomplishments. Real alpha men are uplifting you. They're not denigrating your appearances, talking about weave and makeup and all this foolishness. They inspire and encourage others, and they help them become better. They don't down and degrade others like these Dusties do. Okay, let's keep going.
Accountability. A real alpha male knows that leadership is a lot more than just about power. It's about vision and accountability. He accepts responsibility for his actions, and he owns his mistakes.
Listen. How many times have y'all heard these Dusties trying to find scapegoats? They're always deflecting, always playing the blame game. Oh, no, y'all women are masculine. That's why I can't be the leader in this house. That's why I can't be a man. Oh, y'all women, y'all wanted welfare. That's what took us out of the home. That's the reason why I abandoned y'all years ago. Oh, my baby mama, she won't let me see my child, despite that there's a whole legal system created specifically for men to pursue visitation rights. The white man is the reason I robbed a bank, and now I got 4 felonies. And been locked up for 10 years. No accountability. This is why these men can't be considered alpha men. Alpha men possess accountability and culpability. They say, you know what? It don't matter whose fault it is. I will never forget very early in my professional career when I first got my 6-figure earning job. I remember being in a boardroom and someone made a mistake. There was a team of us, a room full of people, and someone made a mistake, and they were just going back and forth, pointing fingers. My CEO said, stop it. I don't care whose fault it is. Let's focus on solutions and how to fix it. That's what alpha men do. And I said, that's the reason why he's the CEO and founder of this organization. Other groups of men understand that. They understand the importance of having accountability. They understand the importance of being solution focused, problem solving. And this is why they've been able to be alphas and have easily dominated these beta Dusties. Okay, let's keep going.
Wise. He sees the bigger picture, and he understands that it's more important to become a man of value compared to a man of success. This is actually one of the smartest things Albert Einstein said. He has commitment and passion. He doesn't fear commitment because the only thing he fears is wasting his time. And he moves forward with great passion because he knows that great men are men who move forward with real passion.
Listen, there's another one. You hear him say that? He does not fear commitment. Y'all hear that, Dusties? True high-value men understand the value of commitment and dedication. So no, they're not going around slinging peen everywhere with reckless abandon, pumping and dumping everything in a dress, having girlfriends, stay-at-home girlfriends of 10 years with 5 children with them and refusing to commit. No, they're committing and dedicating to what's important to them because they're not going to waste their time. They understand that time is valuable. So they're not going to do that. Okay, let's keep going.
They have charisma. Fake alpha males, they don't have charisma. They're just dumb bullies that nobody likes. Simply put, people are more likely to follow the lead of somebody that they like. The best leaders are well-spoken, friendly, and approachable. They are this way not because it's an act, but because they really genuinely care about people. Decisiveness. A real alpha male is capable of making good decisions because they know if things are not going to work out great, they'll need to hold themselves accountable and they accept the risks. Many people cannot do that. Empowerment. He does not bully others to force them to do his bidding. No. Leaders become great leaders not because of their power, but because they have the ability to empower other people to become great themselves.
Let me pause there because there's a recurrent theme here that he keeps saying. He continues to say consistently throughout this video, high-value men are not bullies. They're not. And I can't emphasize that enough. So they're not going around calling themselves high-value men. They're not going around saying, submit to me, trying to overpower you into submission. They're not throwing their weight around, denigrating women, telling them they're average at best and calling them hair hats and stupid shit like that. They empower the people in their communities and uplift the people in their communities and motivate them to do better. Let's keep going.
Confidence. The alpha male does not try to improve his position by talking big about himself or puffing himself up in front of other people. Only insecure people do that. The real alpha male is self-aware and content with himself. He's confident in himself because he knows his strengths and weaknesses. Great leaders know that they don't need to try and act tough like fake alpha males because they know that their confidence and humility underscores their toughness.
Oh, let's pause there. So you hear that? They're not going around calling themselves high-value men. It's almost like these men have such low self-value and feel so small about themselves. That's why they have to be so boisterous and they have to be so vocal and constantly insisting that I'm high value, I'm an alpha male, respect me. Real alpha men don't have to do that. They don't have to overcompensate with business suits and shit. My founder is worth $400 million. Okay. And he flew to our local office one day in a private jet. You know what he was wearing? Khakis and a polo shirt. See what I mean? This bravado, this excessive machismo, that all is beta traits. Feeling like you need to wear a few $1,000 Armani suit. Real alpha men, they don't have to put on those airs. They carry themselves in a certain way because they're alpha. They're just innately alpha. So they're not trying to impress anybody. They're not trying to prove anything to anybody. They're not trying to overcompensate with this superficial clothing and other bull crap. Real alpha men make moves and not announcements. Only insecure men are constantly yelling, oh, you need to submit to me. I'm an alpha. I'm high value. Okay, let's keep going.
Empathy. If you don't have empathy, you can never become a great leader. Why? Because understanding the problems of other people and also feeling their pain is the first step to become a great leader. And if people see that, they will gladly follow him. Now, just a bonus tip, and this is very important, so listen up. Fake.
Okay, so let's pause with the empathy. That was the number one trait he said. Real alpha men have empathy. So he's not sitting here laughing at women who rejected him and who ended up in DV situations. These Dusties are relishing in that mess. Most recently this week, a subscriber sent a story about an IG model who was recently found dead in her home. And it was at the hands of a man who was mentally ill. And these Dusties celebrated and relished in that ish once they found out that he was non-Black. What type of evil mess is that? And what do they say when Black women are victimized? Oh, well, that's not my sister, so I don't really care. That's not my mama. Stupid-ish. Stupid-ass-ish. Real alpha men have empathy and sympathy and can connect and care and demonstrate concern for other people. And honestly, this, if you think about it, this makes sense. This is why white men have been giving provisions to the women these Dusties have pumped and dumped. They have empathy. They said, damn, well, I see your man ain't shit. So let me go ahead and step in and fill in the gaps and make sure that you have housing and, you know, a little bit of food on your table and give you some provisions and to give you some support to fill in the gaps for their F-ups. Okay, so just a few more seconds of this and then we'll keep going.
Alpha males cannot control their emotions. But great leaders, they learn how to control not only their emotions, but also their thoughts, because they know that out of control thoughts or emotions makes smart men stupid.
Listen. That was a word. So he wraps it up by saying that leaders, great leaders, alpha men are unemotional. So how many times have we sat here and you guys have tuned in and we've discussed instances of these Dusties losing their temper because their girl broke up with them or they lost their family or something stupid, very, very trivial happened. And now he done went crazy and it's taking the lives of everybody in the damn house. How many videos have we discussed where that's happened, where these men have been emotional or where we've seen them breaking things, destroying things? We just watched a clip last night of a man who destroyed the home of the mother of his children that she owned with a hammer, destroyed everything. There were holes in the wall. He broke all the TVs up, just emotional. You know, we've seen instances like that with them cussing women out and bucking up at them, trying to square up with them. Even on YouTube, on Tanya TKO's channel, I was watching recently, there was a Dusty who they were having a conversation with the pink pill situation. And he was talking civilly at first. Then all of a sudden, he just go crazy. He just goes crazy. He just goes apeshit. And it's like, yeah, that makes sense. These men are emotional. They're feminine. They don't know how to rein their emotions in. They don't know how to control their feelings. So they go ballistic at the drop of the dime. They're erratic. Alpha men don't do that. They don't do that. They know when you're emotional, when things are high energy, you make mistakes and you make erroneous decisions. So they don't do that. They rein them in. They control their emotions. Okay, so now that we know the profile of real alpha men, let's look at a few examples. And so I want to start off light with these examples. And then as we get further into the show, I want to delve deeper and do a deeper analysis and show you guys more impactful examples of what we should be looking for, different traits that really indicate what a real alpha male looks like. So let's watch this first example of an alpha male responding to a Dusty when he asks why Nig Nog stayed out.
A question for Black women. Why do you think that Black men look outside of their race to find a partner? Thank you.
Okay, so your alpha has spoken. So he's saying, damn, these Dusties are so damn dumb. They have the most educated group of women on earth, the most loyal, the most beautiful, the most hardworking, the best mothers and wives, the best teammates and counterparts. But these Dusties are choosing obese Becky. They're taking the trash out though. So thank you, Dusty. Thank you, Beta. And notice he's not being feminine, talking about his wife's hair or makeup. He's not complaining about her skin color or talking about how she's too dark or she's too big. He's a man who appreciates the natural qualities of a woman. He's thanking you, Dusty Nignogs, for dropping the ball. Okay, let's keep going. So I want to look at a few couples. So let's look at this next couple of an alpha male having fun and dancing with his beautiful wife. So let's get into it.
Give me all your numbers so I can phone you. See my hips, big hips, so tight. See my butts and my lips don't try. Lost a few pounds in my waist, so high. It's the kind of beat that go rock, top, top.
They are super cute.
Give me all your numbers so I can phone you.
They are so cute. She is beautiful. And you'll see too, because I didn't intentionally do this, but you'll see most of the women in here that are with their alpha male counterparts are phenotypically traditionally Black women, what you think of when you think of the traditional Black women. And it's just, it's awesome because you see how they're getting uplifted and how they're getting appreciated and loved and celebrated. They're not with Dusties here getting denigrated for their Afrocentric appearances. So, okay. So let's look at this next short clip of an alpha male caring and loving on his wife.
When he does this,
It's a sweet word.
Oh, that looks luxurious. So here we have this beautiful melanated Black woman getting loved on, getting her scalp massage. He's loving on her, making her feel good. He's not telling her her skin is too dark or she needs to go get her hair done or she needs to lose weight or anything like that. He's an alpha. So he's pouring love into her and he's appreciating her and celebrating her. He adores her. I love this couple. I actually follow them on IG. So, okay. So I want to talk about how alpha men really love family. So like the initial man stated in the video, they're not scared to commit and get married. They're not scared to dedicate their lives to what's important to them. So they're not running around slinging peen everywhere and turning people into single mothers. They're not going to string you along for 10 years, dangling a ring in front of you like a damn carrot. So let's look at some real alpha men and how they value family and marriage and their children. So let's first watch this TikTok video that I came across that I feel like really illustrates the type of dynamics that you'll see in relationships with these men.
Same way you showed me. Nod my head, don't close my eyes. Halfway on a slow move. It's the same way you.
Oh, so these women are absolutely stunning. They're glowing. And I always say that they talk about Black don't crack. If you want to see an ageless woman, look at the divested woman. because she really don't crack. She's getting loved on. She's getting poured into. She's stress-free. She's resting in her femininity. She's staying hydrated. She's able to focus on her fitness and health. She ain't got high blood pressure because Tyrone is stressing her out. She's being treated well. That's what real alphas do with the women that they love. Let's look at a few more couples and alpha men who really illustrate how much they appreciate and value their families and their wives and children. How cute are they? How cute. And sis looks good. Baby, where? She looks so good. She's beautiful. And they're traveling. They're in Perry with a baby on their head, on her head. Adorable. So that's incredible. So, okay. So let's get into another example of an alpha male interacting with his family. And this is one with his wife and child.
Like that.
They are super cute. So it says beginning versus the end. So at the beginning, it just shows the two of them hiking, and then it fast forwards to them and their baby. So if this was a Tyrone, the beginning would be him and her having fun. And then once she's pregnant, he ain't nowhere to be found. Y'all, but this is a real alpha male. You know, he's enjoying time with his family. He's engaging with his family, loving on his family. Okay, so let's keep going. What else did I want to show you guys? Oh, here's another one that I wanted to show you guys of an alpha recommitting to his wife after 8 years and proposing again. So let's watch this one.
Reproposal. Reproposal for our 8-year anniversary.
That is so cute. You see what I mean? Real alphas aren't scared to commit. They understand that men who find wives find a good thing. So not only did he commit to her once publicly, he's demonstrating again how much he values her and how much he still loves her and is committed to her after 8 years. That's super sweet. Okay, so let's get into this next story. This beautiful proposal of a true alpha man popping the question to his girlfriend. Now, this one, get your tissues out because these next couple, if you're like me and you cry at weddings, this might make you tear up a bit, but it's so beautiful. So I wanted to share this with you guys. And this man actually set it up so that he got her favorite singer to perform while he popped the question. So it's super, super cute.
Only one we
Oh my God.
said I forgot the love.
Oh my God. Oh, I like that way to stay. I'm not going to be able to sleep without crying, but I'll keep it short and sweet. I remember, like, when I took you on the first date, I remember I said, like, whoever gets to know you, I'll be the luckiest guy in the world. I want that to work. More than anything. Like, please.
So sweet.
So, will you marry me? Put it on.
Oh, look how cute they are. I told y'all have y'all's tissues ready. Because I cried watching this video. That's an alpha male, though. That's an alpha male. Did y'all hear him say, when we first met, I told you whoever got to marry you would be incredibly lucky. He'd be the luckiest man in the world. Then he said, I want that to be me. I know that's right. So alphas are not scared to commit. They're not scared to dedicate themselves to the woman that they love. They're not scared of the familial union. They're not scared of having a wife and having a family. Okay, so let's get into this last one. And I'm telling y'all, this last one is a tear jerker. So I came across this video from Roadrunner89's channel. He initially shared this on his channel and did a response video to it. And I wanted to utilize it because I thought this really epitomizes the true innate traits of an alpha. So let's watch this and get y'all's tissues, man, because this one, oh, it's so incredibly sweet. So. And this video is an hour long. But I'll make sure that I skip to the most important parts because it's so incredibly beautiful. Okay.
Last year in July of 2020, I had just moved back home from Sydney, Australia. I was in Bible college and I was employed at World Overcomers Church. My parents pastored that church, and I had a heart to put on this event called the Living Room Experience. And it was basically this event where I wanted young adults from all over the city of Memphis to come together and worship God in this new, fresh way that we've never even seen before. And I'm like, what better place to do it? What better time to do it than right now? So my parents' church, World Overcomers, it is a predominantly Black church. It's in a predominantly Black American community. And so what I didn't want was the event to be a Black event. I was very, very intentional on making this not a Black event. So that included like the song choices that we had, the set list that I, had crafted. It had Elevation, it had Hillsong, Kirk Franklin, Shekinah Glory. It had everything. I didn't want it to just be one sound. So I get a call from my MD, my music director, Marcus Malone. He was like, "What's up, Allison? I just got your set list." But he said, "What do you feel about us having a white male lead worship at the event?" And I was like, man, I hadn't thought about that. That's a good idea, but I don't know no white boys that lead worship because our church is all Black. It's all Black. And I told him I wouldn't give him no for an answer. So I went on a scavenger hunt for a white male that led worship. So I called my friend Mary.
Okay, so let's pause there. So this woman is very active in her church. I think she said that her father is a pastor and she worked at his church, and she was in the process of organizing a church event. And she said that she wanted it to be diverse. So she wanted a white male worship lead, and she ended up finding and meeting her future husband. So let's fast forward to where they discuss how they met. So let's see, where do I want to go? Let's go to the 44-minute mark.
I had scheduled a time with my pastor to chat just to see, first of all, if I could do it and really just get a cool experience out of it. He said, normally I would say no, but I have a different feeling about this one. And then he began to, just dig in a little bit. He said, well, how'd you find out about it? How were you approached? Anything like that? And I said, yeah, it was actually the pastor of World Overcomers. His daughter, Allison Williams, was the one that approached me. She just moved back from Sydney, from Bible college, and she approached me to see if I'd want to do it. And he's like, I know her. We were chatting about her, and he was like, man, she's cute. And I was like, yeah, she's fine as crap. So from the moment that I met her in person, I knew that this was a girl that I wanted to be with. From the moment I saw her in person, it was at church on Saturday night. And I remember seeing the side of her face, and I walked back, and I was like, during service, and I was like, oh man, this is different.
In terms of me and Andy.
Okay, so let's pause there. So he talks about how he gets approached by his fiance, his now fiance, who asked him to lead this diverse church event that she's organizing. And he just talks about how he's so smitten by her and how he got the green light from his pastor to be able to go ahead and do the event. So let's keep going, because I want y'all to see how beautiful this is and how he really illustrates the innate traits of an alpha. And it's just a beautiful love story. So let's keep watching.
We started hanging out, and I thought he was a cool guy, but I was just not attracted to him at all. I made it very clear. I said, listen, I don't like you. I'm not physically attracted to you. I told him I'm not sexually attracted to you. I told him you don't give me butterflies, but he was so consistent, and he didn't it was just like, oh, okay, like, that's fine. But one night we were at Waffle House, and he ended up just sharing with me like his deepest feelings towards me about how he felt about me. And I had never heard anyone vocalize their heart to me like that ever.
I felt a difference with her. I knew that this wasn't any other girl that I had dated, any other girl that I had been with, talked to, been any relationship with. I had this peace that I just couldn't understand, and I couldn't shake. And so it gave me the confidence to be able to stand boldly in the midst of her saying, I don't like you, I don't want you. Basically, I had this feeling of stay consistent, but wait. Don't go anywhere. Just wait.
That is beautiful. Okay, so let's pause there. So here this woman talks about how she was not interested at all. Because we know how we can be. So she was holding out for a king. She's in Memphis. So we know that is a chocolate city. So she was holding out for her non-existent unicorn king. She had this undying loyalty to Dusty's. Please believe if this man was someone from the community in the church, she would have been like putty in his hands, especially a church leader. So she would have been throwing her panties, jumping through hoops, trying to bend over backwards to be in a relationship with him. Because we know the Dusties in the church, they be the biggest hoes. They be the biggest hoes. Because, they're seemingly upright. They put on appearances like they're biblical, like they're righteous. But they be the worst hoes because there's so many women there. The women outnumber them, and they're desperate to get married. So they just be throwing the panties at them, and the mammies go crazy. But anyway, so this man is not a Dusty. So she talks about how she immediately shot him down. He's like, all right, but you about to be my wife, though. He just thinks to himself, you're going to be my wife. So I'm just going to patiently just wait on the sidelines and pursue you. And I'm going to court you like an alpha does. And I'm going to be good to you until you realize it. So let's keep going.
Spirit impressed on me that this is your wife.
He told me that the Holy Spirit had told him to wait on me, and that he believes that this is a good thing. And so something in me that night, something just broke a little bit. I was like, my mind was a tad open to the possibility of us being together. So the night of the living room experience, Andy led worship, and it was a room full of Black people. He was about one of two white people that was in the room. It was about 200 Black people. But he got up and he led worship, and his worship was so pure, so beautiful. He wasn't there to impress anybody. He wasn't there to, elevate himself. He was literally just there to worship. And I remember my dad came to the event because I had told my parents about Andy. I was like, y'all, this is a little white boy. He liked me or whatever. So my dad decided to come to the event because he wanted to see this little white boy. So my dad called me. Andy had got up and he started leading worship. And my dad told someone, hey, go get Allison. He called me back to his table and he whispered in my ear. He said, that's your husband. And now we're here.
The event was extremely pivotal. I think it gave her a chance to see my heart, to see who I am, what I do, see how well I was received by a room full of people that didn't look like me at all. And I felt that it was a shift for her because I felt like our relationship was started that night. I felt like that's whenever the gas hit the floor, and I felt a vulnerability from her that I hadn't felt previously.
Andy means more to me than I think I even know. He's softened my heart in so many ways. He's someone that's so inviting, so welcoming. Like, he doesn't meet a stranger, and I haven't met anyone that hates him. He's made my life so much better since he came into it. And I honestly, like, he's the man of my dreams. I couldn't imagine myself being with anyone else other than this man.
Woo! See what happens when you divest, ladies. When you open up your options and are just open-minded to experience and to vet based off of character, not on color. Because right now we're limiting ourselves to a community of treasonous beta males. But when you divest and when you open up your options, you'll meet alpha men. And you see, she said, this man means more to me than I even know. Ooh, that's a mouthful. She said, he's so good to me. He's turned my life upside down and has made me better. I'm telling y'all better start divesting and meet you some real alpha men that add to your life instead of depleting you. Men that pour into you and replenish you instead of taking from you and draining you. All right, let's keep going. We're almost done with this and we'll wrap up.
Allison means everything to me. She's become the driving force of my life, the core motivation of who I am as a man. My sole job here on earth has become to provide for her, to love her, to show her what love is, show her what it means, and even generationally, to show our kids what a healthy marriage looks like between a white man and a Black woman in today's society, to carry a legacy forth. And when she says she loves me, it's like I believe her. You are the most incredible powerful, amazing woman. And I truly never thought that I was good enough to deserve someone like you. As a man, I never thought that I had what it took. And the fact that I get to spend the rest of my life with you and live a life that God's called us to live, that He's created for us to live, that's amazing. And thank you for accepting me and pushing me and loving me and always pushing me forward into what God has for us. And I love you.
Oh, see, I done watched this like 3 times and I'm about to cry again. Y'all, come on, somebody. So that's an alpha, y'all. Sheesh, that's an alpha. Man, the way he talks about her, he adores that girl. So he said his sole desire and goal in life is to love her and be good to her, to provide for her, and to show her what a healthy relationship looks like. He even mentioned that he wants to show their children what a healthy, loving relationship looks like. This man mentioned generationally and talked about, doing things to establish a legacy. So true alpha men, they're not just worried about themselves. They're not worried about this superficial stuff, nice suits and jewelry and Jordans. They're not worried about stunting for the gram. They're worried about their children and their children's children and establishing legacy. These fools out here only be living for the day. They don't even think twice about abandoning their children, let alone demonstrate any type of concern about future generations. My God. And he's not afraid to be vulnerable either. He's confident in his masculinity. That's an alpha male. He also says she's the prize, and he feels so lucky that she accepted him. You hear that, Dusties? So he was lucky to find her. He understands that women are to be courted and uplifted and celebrated and cherished. That's an alpha male, y'all. This reminds me so much of my husband. And I cry at weddings, y'all. I cried and teared up again. This is my 3rd time watching this, and I don't even know these people. But that's an alpha, y'all. That's an alpha. And I know the community has done a number of us, like Cynthia G says, we're black male worshiping. These men can do no wrong. So we truly believe that these men are alpha, despite the fact that they are the least producing, least employed, least successful, least educated. They have the lowest net worths, lowest credit scores, highest felony conviction rates, highest DV rates and abuse rates, highest rates of creating single motherhood. We truly believe that these men are alpha males because we've been indoctrinated to believe so. And we just accept any old thing. Let me tell you, when you meet a true alpha, it's laughable. My husband is the CEO and founder of his business. He's not only taking care of his family, but he's taking care of several within his company. He's a builder. He's a provider. He supports me and he pours into me and he loves me. He's a protector and a provider. He's fathering my child better than his own damn dad. And he don't even got kids. But that's an alpha, that's an alpha. I'm telling y'all, divest. All right. Until next time, see you guys. Bye.
Fellas, if y'all come across a red iPhone, can you please bring it to the sound stage? Red iPhone, appreciate it.